So, hi there. Welcome to the Power of Charms interview series. My name is Kay McDonald, and we are so happy to have you here. We love highlighting our clients and important causes, people that we work with, interesting women. And today we have everything all in one package. We have Laura Magruder, and she's the chief executive officer of Maggie's Place, which is a haven for mothers and their infants, pregnant mothers and mothers that have had their infants. And she's going to give you lots of details about that. Before we get into the nitty gritty, I wanted to show you something really fun that we did with them. This was just over the holidays. They have an adorable logo, Maggie's Place. And then they also have this new signature navy blue color, which is new branding. And we made this fun little keychain for them that they're going to be using for, they gave out a few during the holidays and been using it for a big initiative. And I'll let Laura tell us all about that. But let's get into it. Let's get into it with Laura. I want to find out and tell the readers the listeners all about Maggie's Place. It started 23 years ago, and give us a little history.
All right. Back in the year 2000, actually in 1999, a group of young women, all recently out of college, wanted to do something giving back and living. They living amongst those that they served. And they came across a property in downtown South Phoenix that was a mess. I mean, you could look up and see the heavens because there were nice big holes in the roof. And Sweat Equity got them the deed to the property from the city of Phoenix. And they put blood, sweat, and tears into that property. And on Mother's Day of 2000, they opened up their doors. The five of them would be living with homeless women that also happened to be pregnant. And that was the beginning. That was one house, the Magdalene House. And since then, we have grown to 5 maternity homes. We've increased our bed capacity over this past year from 26 to 34. We also have a small apartment complex that we focus on family reunification for our families because there's a catch-22. Can't get your children back without having housing, and you typically can't get housing without having your kiddos. So we're trying to meet the need in this small little unit that we have. And then we have a thrift store, and we have a family success center here in Phoenix. And we run a majority of our programming the Family Success Center. We have a splash pad, playground. It's just kind of like the hub. I think of it as growing up, you always went to grandma's house for Sunday dinner. I feel like that's what this hub is. We always have food, we always have fellowship, and really focusing now on long-term recovery and expanding our programming coming up with more programs that also are a direct service for kiddos, like introducing a Girl Scout troop for our moms and their daughters, and Alateen, and a few of those things. So we're growing, we're deepening. We're adding 1,600 square feet to the Family Success Center. So we are ready to just rock and roll around here.
That is huge. You must be doing lots of initiatives and lots of fundraising and lots of awareness to get the support for 1,600 more square feet. I visited the facility, and I was like, wow, this
Yeah,
is amazing. What
it's
have you
great.
done to raise funds to do that initiative?
I'm going to say that initiative, the specific one with the expansion here at the Family Success Center, is a partnership with Homemade. And Homemade is a collection of home builders in the Phoenix area that all come together for a cause. And, when we're all said and done, this should be a very low price point for Maggie's Place to make the 1,600 square foot addition. So there's a lot of investment from the community. Our grant portfolio has grown tremendously over the last few years. I hate to say it, but we were pretty much blessed with funding during COVID. We never closed our doors. We mitigated the spread of it really, really well. We did reduce capacity. We had a bed left open at every house so that we could adapt to isolation or quarantine, whatever was necessary. But we made it through. We kept our doors open here, even at the Family Success Centers. Parents needed things. They needed things as simple as school supplies for their kiddos that now were at home. And we kind of
Mhm.
did a little drive-by. We put packages together, food boxes together, and just handed them out the door, masked up, gloved up,
Did
and
as you had
handed
to
it
do.
off, and just tried to keep everybody going forward. And we were able to build and invest with that money. And it's just, now it's maintaining it.
And it's blossoming and mushrooming. So you have 34 women now that you can service. I bet there's a much greater need in the community than that, right? I mean, I bet you wish you could serve more.
Oh, I wish. It never fails, especially in the summer out here as we get the warmer
Mhm.
and warmer weather, our numbers spike. But we're on average, it's about 50 calls a week of women that are homeless and pregnant and we can't serve. We
Oh,
just don't have the bed capacity. And it's kind of a double-edged sword too. Over the years, we have really increased our programming and our services and walking alongside the journey with these new moms. And they are staying longer in our home. A mom can stay up until baby turns 1. We don't even count the pre-delivery time. They can come in anytime during the pregnancy, but then the clock starts ticking for a year after baby's born. And
mm,
we've been able to keep increasing how long our moms are staying. They're now staying on average 6, 7 months, which is great because they're leaving in a better, more solid position. But it also is reducing our turnover. So pre-COVID, we would house about 150, 160 moms a year with those 30, 26 beds at the
mhm.
time. And now, even though we've increased our bed capacity, the turnover is shorter. So we're going to hover probably around serving 85 to 95 women and their infants a year.
Well, you have created a beautiful environment too, so I'm sure the people don't want to leave. Tell me how they find you.
It's really funny. It's word of mouth for the most part. I mean, if you
Mhm.
Google homeless pregnant, we pop up right there.
Sure.
But it
Hmm.
really is probation officers know us, the courts know us,
Hmm.
law enforcement know us, most of the shelter systems know us. We are part of the homeless management information system, so we're a known entity among the shelter world. But it mostly is mom to mom. Somebody will know somebody and they'll say, hey, this is where I went when I was in this position. And we've over the 20 plus years, we've housed over 1,100 moms. So that's a
Oh,
big network of just free publicity, so to speak, and speaking highly of the resources. And we get our moms mostly that way.
wow, that's amazing. Do they, I know you have a thrift store,
Yes.
and that's really awesome because I'm finding that having a social enterprise is something that is really boosting charities in many, many ways. And you have a really successful one. I was reading, there's lots of them in the Valley, but you're like one of the top 11. How long have you had the thrift store? And tell me about the success of it. Do the women work there at all? Do they
It's a work
operate?
in progress over the years. It's
Okay.
it's been around for about 11 or 12 years.
Okay.
And essentially, it is our central warehousing for all the donations. The community is so generous and drops off so much stuff to the houses, and it was just getting unmanageable. So we now funnel all the donations that people want to drop off to the thrift store. Plus, we just market the thrift store. So, we're more than just moms and babies. We're kid clothing and men's clothing and households goods. And we do have a workforce development program. So moms
Mhm.
that are living with us, it's a way to get the soft skills, give them something to do if they don't have a
Sure.
job currently, kind of build up their resume a little bit. They earn a stipend and they can work at the thrift store and learn those, communication skills and the customer service side, a little bit about inventory. And it also is a place that our moms, all of our moms that come to the Family Success Center and go through any kind of parenting program, financial literacy, anything we offer, support groups, They earn donation dollars, and they can use those here at with the donation closet, which is mostly hygiene, diapers, and wipes. But they can also shop at thrift with their donation dollars. So it's a way of providing for our moms, providing for the community that is right around us there. It's at 16th Street in McDowell, so it's a very low income area,
Mhm.
and it also gives us a chance for moms when they're moving out of Maggie's place to go to the thrift store and get household goods and maybe
Mhm.
some small furnishings and start their new life.
Yeah, what a wonderful resource in many, many ways,
Hmm.
if you think about it. So Laura, let's talk about you a little bit. You've been there 10 years?
10 years. It was 10
10
years this
years.
past September.
Congratulations. That's a long time actually,
Thank
and you
you.
should be applauded. Tell me, what's your favorite thing about what you do? What makes you tick? What's your passion there?
You know, I love I love the moms. I love the kiddos. There is nothing that can make my day if I'm leaving and support group is starting and the little ones are on the property and one just runs up and gives you a big hug because you've known them since they were born. I mean, it's just a large extended family. But I will tell you on a personal note, I know we've always been there for the moms. I didn't realize how much the moms were there for me. And I
Mm.
lost my niece about a year and a half ago to fentanyl. And she was a young mom. And to say it devastated our family and my brother is an understatement. And the warmth and the condolences that I received from the moms here was just, it was amazing. It was amazing. They did so much for me, and it just showed that this family works both ways. I'm sorry, I get a little
No,
emotional
no,
about that,
but I
but
mean, you're so intertwined in each other's lives. Yes, you work
yes.
there, but it would be hard not to become really involved, I would think. And how lovely to have that security, and have each other's backs in a way that you
Mhm.
didn't even think would happen, Laura. So, no, that's really amazing, and I'm not surprised, and that's kind of what I was hoping to hear. I would just think that that would be just something that would really enrich your life, not only the job and the work and the mission, but all the interaction.
It does. It's to see, my background was in crisis work, and you're
Mhm.
in and out and you never know what happens, and there's this like void. You help somebody but you don't really know how you help them. And to have an investment in long-term recovery and long-term stability and
Mm.
watching these kiddos grow and thinking about the next generation, it's just it's just a phenomenal experience. It truly is.
Question for you. I'm sure you get many more women coming to you than you can actually serve. Are there some criteria to be able to get into Maggie's place?
Yes, we're not like sojourners, so we're not locked. We're just houses and communities. So if someone is actively fleeing domestic violence, we need to refer them to a DV shelter where they're
Okay.
safer, for the safety of the moms that already live with us and for that mom that's seeking shelter. We
Mhm.
ask that mom has been clean and sober for 30 days because we're not a clinical setting,
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
and that's based on self-report. And we do sporadic drug testing, because sobriety is one of the key things around here that we really focus on. And when one struggles, they all struggle. So we have to think of the entirety of the house. And if somebody has, extreme uh, mental illness or mental deficiencies in that regard, we try and find them a better clinical setting that
Better
can
fit.
meet their needs. Because I mean, our homes are staffed with AmeriCorps members, and these are young gals out of college in their 20s that just want to give back to the community and spend a year in service, and they live with the moms. So we've got to be mindful of what's going to work best for everybody and how best to support.
Right.
But we do take moms that are on methadone. We do not exclude moms that are are currently taking methadone. That's what they need to do for the healthiest pregnancy. I know there's a stigma attached to that, and there's, pros and cons on both sides, but we really do treat everybody that comes into our home or seeks our help with dignity and respect. And, we pride ourselves on being non-judgmental, and we're gonna hold ourselves accountable to those standards.
Yeah, you have to.
Mhm.
Really, we really do. The AmeriCorps partnership, tell us briefly about that, because that sounds like a really amazing collaboration.
It's an amazing collaboration. We've
Mhm.
had the AmeriCorps grant for several years, and what it allows us to do is get women from all over the country who are usually in the gap year, or they want to take a year off before they start their careers, or quite honestly, build their resume for medical school or law school. And they come and they commit to spending a year with us, and they earn a stipend, but they live in the homes with the moms. So
Wow, that's amazing.
a typical home has 6 moms, up to 6 newborns, depending on where everybody is in delivery, and anywhere from 3 to 5 AmeriCorps members. So it's about 11 women under a normal, basically 4 or 5 bedroom house that's been adapted to fit all of this. And it's a lot of estrogen, it's a lot of hormones,
You
it's a
bet
lot
it
of
is.
emotions. And everybody learns conflict resolution and how to manage chores and how to walk away and maintain boundaries. And it's quite a life lesson.
But what an amazing experience for a young woman, especially
Yes.
a young college woman, to be in that arena and see the impact that she can have on another woman's life, and vice
Hmm.
versa. I mean, I would think it's be very symbiotic. I read about that,
Yes.
and I just think that that's fantastic. So yay,
Hmm.
yay, yay. Okay, so let's talk about you have a big milestone coming up, like 25 years around the corner. What are your
25
plans for
years
that?
in 2025.
2025. Yeah, that's perfect, right?
I mean,
Who planned that?
I'm sure there's another charm coming that we'll have to put some serious thought into with a unique logo for that gift.
Oh,
But it's just going to be, we've started bringing together a group of women, and we're going to spend the next 18 months celebrating this upcoming anniversary. And I was sharing today, I really do want to have little intimate gatherings of reaching back and maybe hosting all the moms that lived with us from 2000 to 2005 and 6 to
mm,
2010, and do these little intimate groups and show them what they've been a part of, because the moms in the early days definitely didn't have the Family Success Center, and it was 1 or 2 homes, no thrift store in the beginning. So it's just, let's celebrate the growth. They laid the foundation. Let's celebrate the growth and get everybody re-engaged, and really just highlight, family and what they've been able to do.
that sounds like a wonderful goal, and something that's, in the works and is going to happen. It's just going to be natural and so exciting for everybody involved. As people listen to you and I talking, if they haven't heard of Maggie's Place and they'd like to get involved, what's the best way for them to help you? What do you need right now?
The best thing is to just check out the website, which is maggiesplace.org. And we have, you can host a drive. We have our needs list up there. You can volunteer. You can go through the process to be a volunteer that works in the homes. You can volunteer at the Family Success Center during all our parties. I mean, we do Mother's Day and Christmas up big around here. I'm not gonna lie.
That
And
makes
so
me, yeah, fantastic.
yeah, there's always ways to get involved.
I love that, because a lot of people, some people want to just do financial, donations, but
And that
other
works.
people, it means that always works. But just getting their hands dirty and becoming acquainted with the community and the work that you do too, I know is important. And volunteerism is usually a big part of your workforce, right? Isn't
Yes, it
it?
is. I
Uh-huh.
think we almost hit 5,000 volunteer hours
My
this
goodness.
past year. So coming out of COVID and getting up and going again and getting the systems in place, we were pretty pleased with that. That's what I say. The community really does rally around us. They helped us with service projects. They helped us with drives. putting on events. People have volunteered their time and effort for yoga classes or prenatal classes. I mean, there's always some way to get involved with us.
Right. Well, that's really great. And I have obviously been to your website, and it's very easy to use, easy to navigate, and easy to figure out what fit there might be when you
Thank
go on
you.
to look at that. Yeah, I love it. So Laura, thank you for the work that you're doing and the women's lives that you're impacting, you and your fabulous team. You really have a wonderful team that I've also been able to interact with. And we just want to thank you here at Charity Charms, not only for being a client of ours, but for the work that you do, and your amazing mission and your longevity. Your longevity, that's so important. There's, we see a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of nonprofits kind of come and go because it's tough. It's
It
like
is.
managing a business
It is.
along with everything else. Is there anything that we have not covered that's super important that you'd like people to know before we go?
I just encourage people to check out the website. And honestly, if you know somebody that needs our help, recommend them to check us out. We may or may not have space, but we'll do the best we can to help them if we don't have space. And truly, thank you, Kay, for spotlighting us. I appreciate it. We've known each other for a lot of years,
Yeah.
and you've been part of the growth cycle here. And I appreciate the friendship and the partnership.
Well, I feel the same way, Laura, and sure appreciate you taking the time today. And we'll stay in touch. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the growth that you have planned. The new 1,600 square feet, the 25 years, everything. It's just very, very exciting. So thanks
Thank you.
again for your time. And we'll check in soon again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks.